Okay, so I really wasn't ready to make a Steven Universe video tonight, and not only that, but my recording equipment is acting up, so I don't know how good of a job I'm going to be able to do with this, but I'm going to do the very best I possibly fucking can given the circumstances of this just not working. Alright, thing number one, this video is mostly about beta, about Earthlings, and what we're talking about is a lot of theories regarding pink diamonds, smoky quartz, that kind of stuff. Okay, first theory up. So, because it's late, and because I don't want to be recording all night, and because I don't want to be in editing hell, and also because I want to get this out before new information, leaks, etc. comes out, I'm just going to be making this as quickly as possible, which means I'm just going to ramble off these. One, has smoky quartz existed before this? As in, did rose and amethyst used to fuse together to make smoky quartz back in the day before rose went kaput? And the answer to that is maybe, because after all, when Smoky is asked who she is, she says, wait, I think amethyst knows. Oh right, when a rose quartz and an amethyst fuse together, they make smoky quartz. Okay, this implies that amethyst knows the fusion's name because she's already made the fusion, or because Rose informed her one time that if they were to fuse, they would make smoky quartz. Although, how Rose would know that, we don't really know. Unless Rose used to fuse with another amethyst that used to be part of the crystal gems back in the day, like Bismuth said, and perhaps that's how she knows that smoky quartz would be a thing if her and this amethyst fused, and maybe that's how this amethyst knows that if her and Steven fuse, the resulting fusion is indeed smoky quartz. What I'm saying is that the crystal gems have had experiences with previous iterations of smoky quartz in some fashion, otherwise there's no way for amethyst to know this information, as she's the least knowledgeable gem about gems out of any of the crystal gems. So either her and Rose made this fusion before, Rose made this fusion before and told her about it, okay, or she knows another rose quartz somewhere, which is unlikely. So theory number one, real quick to wrap it back up, is the gems have had previous experience with smoky quartz. Evidence for this theory is amethyst's knowledge about what smoky quartz is, the fact that they immediately make their weapon without having to think about it, and the fact that smoky quartz already knows all the yo-yo tricks, which, unless they knew that their weapon was going to be a yo-yo in advance, which there's really no way of them knowing that, how would they know all the yo-yo tricks unless Steven and Amethyst both know how to do the yo-yo, which is unlikely because we've never seen either one of them play with a yo-yo, although I guess I could see Amethyst being the kind of person who knows how to yo-yo. I guess my point here is that smoky quartz is convenient, not only that they know the name, but that they have the ability right away to use her. It's like they have prior experience doing this. Fusions are complicated, they take time to figure out. Look how long it took for Garnet to figure herself out. She couldn't really walk right when she first formed, and Garnet, that's 2 gems. Yeah, sure, that was probably the first fusion of its kind, but you gotta understand, I mean, smoky quartz comes out, this is the first time these 2 people are doing this fusion, and she can walk and talk and move and fight, kick Jasper's ass? I don't care how competent these 2 are, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way that the best fusion of all time can't walk at first and doesn't even have a stable looking fusion, and that Malachite doesn't know that it can fly at first, and then you get fucking smoky quartz. This isn't jive, unless these 2 have some sort of prior knowledge, either consciously or subconsciously, of this fusion. I love Smoky, don't get me wrong, it's just an explanation would be nice. And I believe that this theory of prior experience with Smoky makes perfect sense. It also opens the possibility for other fusions that Rose used to do, gaining new forms when Steven is involved. Remember, Steven is not 100% his mother, he has human elements as well. Even if they had prior experience with smoky quartz, this is the first smoky quartz that's 25% human ever. Steven is a free radical element, so even if they've seen this fusion before, it's brand new as far as they're concerned. Moving right along, theory number 2. Rose did something to Pink Diamond. So, I don't think Pink Diamond's dead, because I honestly don't think that the diamonds are able to die. The diamonds are next to godlike beings. Diamonds in the real world are nigh unbreakable gems, and the idea of rose quartz shattering Pink Diamond is laughable if you've watched the episode with Bismuth. Unless she acquired her philosophy about breaking gems from breaking Pink Diamond, I find that very unlikely that this is where she got her philosophy about killing. It's most likely that she always had this philosophy about killing things, that she only ever poofed gems and that she didn't kill anything because she believed it was a waste of life. So, how would Rose permanently defeat a diamond then? Diamonds may not be able to be poofed. They may regain magical energy at such a rate that their bodies aren't able to be damaged enough to cause them to retreat to their gem, meaning that you may never be able to poof a diamond. Never ever. Not only that, if you did successfully damage a diamond to that point, they may be able to reform so quickly that you'll never be able to bubble them in time. So, if you can't bubble a diamond at all, or if they're strong enough that if they reformed they could pop that bubble, then what would you do? What would you do to defeat a diamond if you couldn't shatter it and it was stronger than you and it kept getting more and more powerful as you got weaker and weaker? Well, you could force it to transform into something that wasn't quite as strong. Here's the thing. Forced fusions are a thing. It's possible to force a creature to fuse with you. Not for very long, but you can do it. Jasper's done it a few times. Lapis kept malachite as a fusion. Fusion is a type of transformation. It's when two gems let go of their forms and kind of transform together into each other. So if you can force fusion, then is there any reason why you couldn't force a gem to transform into something that they didn't want to transform into? It seems like you could. But of course, in order to get a gem to transform its body, you have to transform its mind. Isn't there a name for something like that? Oh yeah, corruption. And isn't there somebody who likes to communicate through song, and who also is preoccupied with manipulating life, and who doesn't like to kill things, and who may have fought diamonds, and who may have been searching for a way to stop diamonds without killing them, to give them the chance to turn into something else? Oh wait, Rose! Yeah, I think Rose Quartz invented corruption, because it has her name on it. And the fact that she took so much time trying to cure corruption may be just her trying to ease her consciousness. We've been thinking of Rose Quartz as a sort of Martin Luther King spiritual leader for gems, but instead of being like that, she's probably more like the Albert Einstein of gems. As in, she tried to discover something really, really good, but ended up creating a super weapon that she ultimately regretted and tried to find a way to prevent the use of, which ultimately fell into the hands of the wrong people, which resulted in the deaths of thousands. You see, every gem is implanted with a purpose upon its creation, and every gem's form is its form. It doesn't change. Sure, they can transform, and they may be able to alter small details about themselves, but ultimately, your form is kind of set to your task. Rose believed that one could grow outside of their station, that one could change outside of their task, and she believed this so strongly that she may have tried to discover a way for gems to grow, to become more powerful, for their minds to change and adapt to new things, for them to be more like the living things on Earth. But if you take this to its darkest extreme, shaped like living things, minds warped outside of their original purpose, stronger than they're supposed to be, bodies warped and changed outside of any resemblance to their original gems, sounds a lot like corruption if you pervert Rose's idea. Not only that, but if she tried to use this ability to grow gems, to get them to be stronger than they were originally supposed to be, she may have discovered corruption by mistake. Then, in a last-ditch effort, she was trying to fight with Pink Diamond, or trying to dissuade Pink Diamond to her side, but it wasn't working out, and she may have, as a last resort, used this experiment that had gone awry for her so many times. She may have created the first corrupted gem as a last-ditch effort to win a battle that was absolutely necessary. She regretted doing it, but there was no other way to do it. The question is, where is that corrupted gem? The first ever corrupted gem that would be Pink Diamond. And the answer is lion. Let's see, we got all the aspects. Big, pink, shaped like an animal. Not as foul or angry as the other corrupted gems. Watches after Rose's gem. Well, there's all the things. Presuming that Pink Diamond and Rose had a good relationship before their falling out, and presuming that Lion only has an instinctual desire to still be friends with Rose, then all of the behavior makes perfect sense. Rose could have found a way to tame or control the corrupted gem that she created. This would have enraged the diamonds, and when they did eventually figure out how corruption worked, they wouldn't have been able to cure it, but they might have been able to emulate it. And what better thing to do, once you figured out how corruption works, to use Rose Quartz's own super weapon against her and her crystal gems. My theory is that Rose Quartz is the inventor of corruption. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, there's a few holes in this. I mean, this sounds good, but there's holes in it. Like, if she created corruption as a method of making gems stronger, then why are corrupted gems weaker? And the reason is for the same reason that animals are weaker than human beings, despite the fact that they're technically stronger. Rhinos are stronger than human beings. I mean, they're faster, faster, there's more muscle mass, they're generally stronger. If I put you unarmed in a cage with a rhino that was pissed, you would die every single fucking time. Hippos too. Hippos create more deaths than just about any other animal in the fucking animal kingdom. They're strong, they're fast, they live in the water, they can fuck you up almost instantly. But why do we so consistently kill animals bigger and stronger than us? Thought. Corrupted gems have their minds blown up. Corrupted gems don't have the ability to think and plan like gems do, which means that a gem can implement strategy and tactics and grace against these corrupted gems, whereas corrupted gems have no recourse but to rely on just pure physical effort. So one extra note, not all of this has to go down the way I said it went down. Obviously, Pink Diamond, if Rose experimented, was not the first corrupted gem. That was mostly hyperbole. What I'm saying is that Lion would have been one of the original corrupted gems if Pink Diamond was one of the first corrupted gems. What I'm saying here is that many possibilities of how this went down could have happened. Hell, Pink Diamond and Rose could have been working on a method to grow gems together, and it might have happened by accident. Or Pink Diamond may have even requested, hey, I don't want to be part of the gem matriarchy anymore. Please, for the love of God, put me out of my misery. I don't want to work with these other assholes anymore. I want to hide, you know, I just want to hang out on Earth. Turn me into something cool, you know, and that could have been the end of that. We don't really know, but what I am going to say is that everything lines up with Rose being the one that created corruption. Evidence for this theory is basically everything to do with rose quartz. Basically everything we've ever heard about her, anything we've ever seen from her, basically all of it is evidence for it. Musical ability, supposedly, was a song that did corruption. Her interest in experimenting on life, there you go. Basically everything we know about Rose supports this theory. Theory number 3, this one's a quickie. War came to Homeworld. Okay, so here's the thing. I think that the Diamonds have officially split up. I believe that there's a 3-way power play civil war going on, or something similar to that. Because there's obviously a huge conflict. Why are resources dwindling when they had that many colonies? Why in the world has Jasper been fighting since she left Earth? Why are they so short-staffed that they keep sending just 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people to Earth instead of just sending a fucking army and screwing over everyone? Isn't Earth important enough to blow the fuck up anymore? It should be. They know that the crystal gems are back on it. They know that all of this shit went down. Why aren't they there? They know that the cluster's been stopped. Why do they even need big super cluster weapons? Most of the civilizations they go up against aren't strong enough to put up a fight worthy of a humongous gem cluster. So what the fuck is the point of everything? Why are paradots made without powers and lied to about what little powers they do have? Here's the explanation for all of this. A big, fat, stinking war. It makes a lot of sense. You can't train paradots to use what little powers they do have. You can't nurture useless talents. You can't send a whole bunch of gems to planets that don't have a stake in this big conflict that's going on. One of two things has happened. Either the gems have split up, the Diamonds I mean, and their gems I guess, have split up and are having this huge civil war, or alternatively, they have come across a civilization that is putting much foot in their ass. Something that is not gems. They poked around in the universe, they got to a planet, and that planet pushed back and pushed back hard, and they may be screwing up. Either that, or Rose started a trend and an unrelated group of gems has kicked up that isn't part of the Diamonds. The Diamonds are still one united whole, but there are other Rose's rebellions out there fighting away. They might not be the rebellion we know, they might not call themselves Rose's rebellions, but it's the same concept, and a big war is going on with the gems. This makes sense. This is why Jasper's been fighting. This is why resources have been dwindling. This is why rubies are sent to a real soldier's job. They don't have soldiers to spare. That's why. The evidence for this one is honestly just common sense. I mean, if you think about it, why would the Diamonds ever waste time sending rubies instead of like giant quartz soldiers or an army or a battalion or whatever? There's really no reason to ever send such just a limited amount of people. And rubies don't make the best investigators anyways. They're doing this because they couldn't do it any other way. They don't have the people to spare. So this has been Dr. Making Stuff with some Steven Universe theories. I really hope you enjoyed the video. I'll be signing off here real soon, but before I do, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and if you have anybody that you think would be interested in this kind of video, go ahead and send them my way. This has been Dr. Making Stuff, signing out.